Friends, you have heard many stories, but today I will tell you a story that, far from being solved, will make you goosebump when you hear this story. It was January 15th, 1947, at 10 a.m. Local housewife Betty Berzinger was walking down Norton Avenue in Los Angeles when she saw something vaguely familiar in an empty spot on the street. At first, she thought it was a doll. Then, as she approached the object, she was shocked by what she saw. It was a dismembered corpse, and she ran to contact the authorities. The body had been cut in half from the waist down, and pieces of flesh had been torn from her body. But despite being so badly mutilated, there was no blood anywhere indicating that the body had been thoroughly cleaned before being placed in the Norton Avenue grave. Later, on January 16th, 1947, the body was autopsied and identified by fingerprints as that of a very beautiful woman named Elizabeth Short. It is also known that she had been tied up and tortured, and her official cause of death was a brain hemorrhage and shock. The police then sent out a bulletin in the hopes of finding more information about the victim. Eventually, some details about Elizabeth Short were uncovered. She moved to Los Angeles in July 1946. She worked as a waitress as she struggled to get acting roles in Hollywood, and she lived in a rented room behind the Florentine Gardens nightclub on Hollywood Boulevard. At that time, LA newspaper Black Dahlia, novel suspects. As news of Short's murder spread, newspapers began referring to her as the Black Dahlia, largely because of her strikingly dyed black hair and the black clothing she wore. The story of the Black Dahlia was in the headlines for weeks. Then came a twist in the murder case that shocked everyone again. On January 24th, 1947, a suspicious manila envelope addressed to the Los Angeles Examiner and other Los Angeles newspapers was discovered. Inside the envelope was Short's birth certificate, business cards, a photograph, a name written on a piece of paper, and an address book. Interestingly, the envelope had been cleaned in the same way that Short's body had been cleaned with gasoline. This led authorities to believe that the letter must have come from Short's killer. Police contacted about 75 people after obtaining Short's address, but most of them were men who claimed they did not know Short very well. Because of the specific nature of the cuts on Short's body, authorities suspected that someone in the medical field might be the killer, and police executed a warrant at the USC Medical School, located near where Short's body was found. But after several interviews and background checks, they were unable to solve the case. Although the Black Dahlia case remains unsolved, there are many theories about who may have committed the crime. A large number of people have actually come forward to confess to the crime, but most of these confessions have been proven false. While there are countless theories about what really happened to Elizabeth Short, the case remains unsolved. And it's a fascinating true crime story that has inspired many mystery novels and film noir movies over the years.